What's the biggest myth about SEO you still hear today that makes you laugh?
Oh man, one of my favorite things that I'll hear is SEO is dead.
What is SEO? What it is and what it
Yeah.
is not.
SEO is search engine optimization, right? And in today's world, the definition of search engine is
That SEO is not worth it. What's your take on that today?
SEO is not dead. And the reason why I say it's not dead is you're creating the best opportunity. That, down to its fundamentals, is search engine optimization. Do I think that that's going to die? Absolutely not.
Now, let's talk SEO and AI. There's a shift in how SEO is being done today to how it's being done like 10 years ago.
Do you believe so?
Definitely.
Yes, there's an adjustment. I don't think it's so much more crazy than we thought before. So, on my side, good SEO will always be good SEO.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode on the HighLevel Experience podcast. Our guest today is a powerhouse in the world of SEO and digital partnerships, a guy who's helped thousands of small and mid-sized businesses grow by mastering the art of search visibility. He's lived and sold SEO in both the US and Australia, built strategic partnerships on 3 continents, believe it or not, and currently drives growth at a company that's been in the SEO game for over a decade. He's passionate about simplifying SEO, building trust before the sale, and helping agencies scale without frying their teams. And he's also a host on a podcast and loves good Bundaberg peach with a pack of Tim Tams. Please welcome to the show, Nick Padilla.
Yes, I love it. You were so close. Everything is perfect. It's Padilla, like tortilla, but I love it. So
Padilla,
freaking
yes.
Yes, I
Sorry,
know.
mate.
It's okay. When I was in Australia, I remember my go-to is it's Padilla like tortilla. But I remember I went up there and I'm at a Sam's or no, it was a Costco, and we're trying to buy tortillas because I mean a quesadilla is a staple in the Padilla household. And I'm like, I'm looking, and I remember I'm like, I'm looking for a tortilla, and they're like, tortilla, and I'm like, yeah, tortilla. They're like, oh, like a flatbread, and I realized then that I could not say Padilla like our tortilla in Australia because that's just not a thing, which made
That
me sad.
explains it. Yeah. I'll remember that
Yeah,
now.
Tim Tam with Tim Tam Slam is nothing better than that, man.
We'll explain it for the guys listening because we've got a lot of folks, from US listening to this podcast, and they probably don't know what the heck we're talking about. Do you want to tell them what
Okay,
Temtem is?
so a Tim Tam is a rectangular cookie that you guys would call, I mean, you call it a cookie, right? It's a cookie.
It's
Yeah, or
Temtem.
biscuit. It's a Tim Tam. And a Tim Tam Slam it's kind of like a chocolate covered Oreo, but the bread or whatever you want to call it in it is so freaking amazing with warm milk or a hot chocolate. And you'll bite off two corners on the other side and then you use it as a straw and suck up the whatever you're drinking, whether or not it's milk or hot chocolate. Then you eat it at the same time. And it is to die for. It is so good, and there's so many different flavors that are out there. It is great. I love it. Tim Tam is in my life as a staple at this point.
Just like Temtem's got many flavors when it comes to digital marketing, there's many ways to do it. Look, you've
It's true.
been in the SEO world for over a decade working with, agencies. What's the biggest myth about SEO you still hear today that makes you laugh?
Oh, man. One of my favorite things that I'll hear is SEO is dead. And you think about it, I started in 2009, and you know what? I've been to travel and train in 15 different countries. So it's definitely not dead.
Now, your time in Australia, how did the SEO landscape differ there compared to the US? And like, what lessons did you bring back with you?
Yeah. SEO is a different beast. It's a very interesting beast when it comes to the SEO world, right? We got to think in the United States, 80% of search traffic is coming from Google. In Australia, from 2015 to 2018, when I was there, 95% of search traffic was coming from Google. It
Okay.
was and still is a powerhouse when it comes to what people are utilizing for search. It is something that will always be evolving. But the biggest thing for me was just the size and value of Google. That's one piece. The other piece that I learned was it is so much easier to rank outside of the United States than in Australia. Just the size of competition, the amount of competitors, it's a little bit less. So it's a little bit easier to rank outside of the US and Australia because of the competition, along with the updates and those types of things are kind of the secondary or tertiary move when it comes to what Google and other people are doing. They'll look at updating the US first, and then they'll do their Australian version after that.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it kind of makes sense. US is very dense with population and lots of companies there. Now, I've got a bunch of questions I want to ask you because SEO is evolving every single year. I remember back in 2011, I was running my fitness business, and there was the Google Penguin algorithm, and they call them by like animal names, all the way to
Yeah.
now where we're with AI and everything. So I've got like a whole bunch of questions for you to dive into all these areas. But just to define, I just want to start the bigger picture here. You know, and I'm not saying the guys listening don't know what SEO is, but I think it's just good to define it. Like, what is SEO? What it is and what it
Yeah.
is not.
Yeah. SEO is search engine optimization, right? And in today's world, the definition of search engine is even one of those ones, well, those people who are pushing up their glasses, or well, technically, search engine is anywhere for me where somebody's searching for a result could be a search engine, whether or not that's Google. It's primarily been Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, Ask Jeeves back in the day. Those are all different search engines that are out there. But if we're looking at ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, there are a variety of different search engines. It's just the way that they're searching are a little bit different.
I would even take it to next level. I would even think the actual end user, the person looking online and searching for stuff,
You're
it's
correct.
also optimized for them too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that I've learned the most in my time of doing SEO is you've got to have this weird balance. It's a ballet of trying to say, I'm trying to make it so that the end person who is searching knows what they're looking at. And also the bots, the Google algorithm, the ChatGPT, whatever entity is coming onto my website and trying to understand what they're looking at, I need to make it so that they understand it just as much, if not more, than the person who is searching for whatever service or what they're looking for on your website understands it. So if we can get all of those things in a line, that's when you're actually going to get the best experience on with SEO. Period.
There is a logical sequence to it, which explains what you just said, right? If I'm online, if I'm on Google, I'm looking for something, it needs to be the Google engine is the first step in line that needs to find that relevant topic before I can
Exactly.
then see it and pick it from the list what it found. And so this almost like this is the difference between, I guess, the technical SEO, content SEO, and local SEO that plays in here. Can you break down the difference between those three in like plain English for the guys listening?
Yes, I can, but I will always have a hard time explaining this because good SEO is just labeled as good SEO. The
Mhm.
way that I see good SEO is organizing your website with titles, descriptions, H1s, copy, interlinking pages. That is good SEO. Some people would call that technical SEO, with making sure that the site architecture, the schema, the title tags, the H1s, they all are co-aligned with what you're trying to rank for. That's on-site SEO for me. That's basic SEO that is healthy and good for what you're doing. Once you've done that, I look at off-page SEO, or it's search engine optimization saying, I want to create a relationship with a third-party website that's in the same industry that I am in and get a link pointed back to the very well organized, sexy SEO optimized website that we have put together. And that is good off-page backlinking SEO to a very technically sound on-page website. That's optimized.
Okay. Now, what about speed, load speed, and display optimization? Where does that
Those
fill in?
are that to me is good SEO, and also it mixes as a good website build. It's just how it is. The reason why you choose some of these different web builders that are out there, whether or not it's a WordPress, Elementor page, a Go High Level page, or a Dudo website or a Wix, it's just you want to utilize whatever platform that's there that is built in a way for the end user to understand what they're looking at, a bot to be able to easily go into it and understand quickly what's going on with it, and then move forward. But speed optimization, those types of things, absolutely, that's technical SEO. But to me, that's just on page SEO when it's done right. That's it.
Okay. Interesting.
What are your thoughts on that? Am I crazy? Do I have a weird opinion?
I'm very, I tend to be very compartmentalized in the process. So like I look at the whole process and I like to just break it down by, its own individual like category. So like when I'm thinking technical SEO, I'm thinking speed. So like I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to put it on a CDN like Cloudflare. I'm thinking optimizing it for mobile because that's the majority that people view things on. And in my view, that's what I always thought that would be the technical SEO in terms of speed and performance. And then the content and the H1 and 2, I always thought that's more under content SEO. I like how you just put it like it's just good SEO in general. You just don't try and compartmentalize it. That's probably just me just being super nerdy. But
Oh no, I like it, and I think it's valuable to be super nerdy in paying attention to these details, right? The only thing that I would say is, having done this forever now, I would just say if you don't want to be affected in a negative way by these algorithm changes, you need to take a step back. Not you, I'm just saying anybody in general needs to step back and say, is this something that is valuable and will withstand the test of time? Right. So, page speed, no matter what, is always going to be valuable. If it's adding superfluous random content with each location that's within a X amount of time, that is something that is not going to withstand the test of time. And you're going to have more of a negative situation than a positive, even though you might have some quick wins. So on my side, I've always just seen it as that's just SEO, right? Mobile optimization, that's just great SEO and web design in general. All of the other things, it's just SEO. I don't know. Maybe I'm just that weirdo who's, you know what? I'm just optimizing and making it work.
okay, look, I mean, there's also a debate around how long SEO can take and whether it's worth it. And I think this is where the common belief is, SEO is dead, SEO is not worth it. What's your take on that today?
SEO is not dead. And the reason why I say it's not dead is its purest and most simple form is to think about SEO is, am I optimizing my website to make it to where anybody and everybody that looks at it or anything that looks at it knows exactly what they're looking at, and I'm giving myself the best chance? Whether or not that's on Google and I'm getting visibility there, or I'm using LLM.txt, schema, FAQs on individual pages, whatever it may be, to appear inside of the AI search queries, right? You're creating the best opportunity. That, down to its fundamentals, is search engine optimization. You're creating the best opportunity. That's it. Do I think that that's going to die? Absolutely not. Right? It's like you're doing the fundamentals of anything, whether or not it's called SEO. I don't know. I think SEO is turning into search everywhere optimization, and you're optimizing for anybody and anything that's coming onto your website.
I think it goes also it could be that people just get to hang upon the technicality of it, the technical term, and they actually might forget the actual core purpose of it. So, it's if you walk in on a street, on a high street, you've got a lot of shop fronts, and you're trying to find, I don't know, maybe you want to buy new sneakers. So you're gonna walk through the street and you're gonna look for a shop front that's got sneakers behind the glass, and it's clear that that's a sneaker shop. That to me, that's what Google would do, find that shop front for you and
Yeah.
tell you, hey, it's there, it's 100 meters further, that's where it is. And then there's
Yeah.
two other ones as well. after that, so you can go and pick which one you want to go into. So to
Yeah,
me, like, as you know, like in a core sense, is it's marketing. It's you want to make it easy for people to find what they're looking for, and when they find it, is it relevant to their need, right? And so
exactly.
yeah, so
You're 100%, you're 100% correct. And I love your analogy. Another analogy that I like to speak to is there's two. You could continue with your sneakers one where it's okay, are you going out dancing? Are you gonna wear the exact same shoes? Right? Or are you gonna go on a hike? Or are you gonna go snowshoeing? Or are you gonna go on a 15-meter run? Are you gonna do a sprint? Are you playing soccer or football? Right? Or footy for you, right? But there's a variety of different sneakers or shoes that you might wear depending on the race that you're in. And on our side, we like to speak it to it as a mechanic shop. If you're going to go on a marathon or the gumball race or whatever, we're going to make it to where your car has the best opportunity according to the competition that you've got to appear on the first page or wherever you are being searched for.
now I want to just dive in a little bit further on this in terms of the length, like how long does it take? Because that is being a common knowledge that SEO is not one of those. It's not like launching a Facebook ad and you get leads pretty much within a day. With SEO, it's just a little bit of a longer game by nature, right?
Yeah.
Like there's more work to it. And because of that, there's more investment outlay initially before you actually start to see results.
What are my
And
thoughts
I
on that?
think, yeah, this is where I think a lot of people then are thinking, well, is it worth it? So
Yeah.
what is your, like, how long does SEO take typically in your view? You've been working with Boostability. You guys do this day in, day out. How long should SEO take? And are the differences in, I don't know, circumstances and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a great question. I think it's always one of the hardest things when you're trying to sell SEO. You want to make sure that you set the right expectations. What is the purpose of doing SEO is what I want to speak to. And then I'll talk about the length. Is it worth it? Is the first question that I want to get to. If you had 80% of traffic coming from Google, right, when it comes to people searching online, and of that, 84% are clicking organically. That means majority share are clicking in the organic section. That by itself means you should do SEO, right? If people are searching for the services that you provide, the website that you provide, the e-commerce store that has your products, the answer is yes, you should invest in it. Right? That's my first answer. Now, when it comes to time, we need to understand what are the variables that can create a difficulty when it comes to time. On Boostability side, we've helped with over 200,000 websites on the first page, right? Our average is 86% of our customers are on the first page within 6 months. The key things that would make it to where you don't achieve first page status are the following. You don't have enough time or a large enough package or enough work to be able to get that customer on the first page. For example, they're like, okay, I'm going to dedicate 10 hours worth of work a month, but the amount of competition that we've got, we're in a large city, we're in the middle of Sydney, and we're a roofer, i- and we've got a little bit amount of time. Our competitors are already beating us, and we're trying to catch up with them, right? So it could make it to where we just need more time. Or we're not optimizing our website. Sometimes people will think, okay, I'm just going to do the backlinks and I'm not going to update the website, or vice versa. You need to have a cohesive plan of everything. So, what I'm trying to get at is if you have websites, link building, and a valuable game plan, you should be able to get on the first page within 6 months rather easily, no matter
Okay.
what.
No matter what. Okay. That's, I like that. 6 months. That's what and that kind of confirms what I've been hearing in general by SEO companies as well. So, right.
I
Cool.
think one thing to call out there, though, that is you should never guarantee first page ranking. There's a lot of variables that are out there. It's also against Google's guidelines. They've literally come out and stated that it's against our guidelines if somebody's guaranteeing first page results. But with enough experience and those types of things, you should be able to get somebody on the first page if you're doing good SEO and you're getting industry relevant websites to point back to them. It's 100% possible.
You may not realize this, but for the last 2 years, I've had a secret weapon that has made running my business inside of HighLevel so much easier. You see, there is so much that HighLevel can do, which is amazing, but it's a lot of work to stay up to date with it. And even more so if my customers are asking me questions about it. And this is why I'm excited to announce that our show is officially part of the HLPT Creator Network. This is HighLevel Pro Tools, an organization that I've been using to run support for my customers, as well as give me a ton of awesome epic add-ons that make running, launching, and differentiating my SaaS inside of HighLevel so much easier. And now that they're an official sponsor of the show, they've done something pretty bloody awesome. If you go to hlpt.com/experience, you can get one of their incredible tools absolutely for free. No purchase necessary, just for being a listener on the show. So head over to hlpt.com/experience, grab that free tool, and I promise you this is going to improve the conversion rates on your page. Check out all the other stuff that they offer and tell them that Pete sent you.
You know what's wild? There's a smarter way to grow your agency and help more local businesses without adding more stress. That's what HighLevel does. It's your all-in-one sales, marketing, automation, and AI system. No more duct taping tools together or paying for 20 different subscriptions that barely talk to each other. I've been using it for 5 years with my own white-level version, stand out from the pack, helping Aussie businesses like Dimitri, a Canberra electrician, who now runs his jobs, quotes, calls, and follow-ups with our built-in AI employee. If you're an agency, HighLevel lets you do exactly that. Support your clients in new ways while building stable, recurring revenue every month. And if you're a local business, partner up with somebody who knows your market and your industry. If you're in Tasmania, my mate Jared from Boulder Digital, for example, has you covered. If you're in Canberra, that's my turf. Check out standoutfromthepack.com.au and we'll get you sorted. The point is, there's probably a high-level agency or SaaSpreneur near you. We're seasoned marketers, tech-savvy super nerds who love helping local businesses grow. We're global, we're connected, we're high-levelers. Now, I've got something really special for you guys. I've negotiated an exclusive 30-day HighLevel trial that's double the usual just for you. Sign up your agency through gohighlevel.com/vid or upgrade your existing plan, and I'll hook you up with over $3,200 worth of bonuses, resources, templates, and snapshots I normally give to my private clients only. So whether you're scaling an agency or leveling up your business, start with the right system. gohighlevel.com/vid or team up with your local SaaSpreneur and let's make business simple again. One platform, one login, no duct tape, just results. What can you guarantee then? Because it's you already said it's hard to sell already by nature because see results in 6 months and it's going to cost you 10 grand to get there.
Yeah.
Plus now you can't guarantee first page. So what should agencies focus? This is almost, I wanted to stay on a technical bit, but we can come back to that. But this brings a good topic around sales, selling SEO. What should you focus on?
Can guarantee that you will receive when you're working with us. I can guarantee that on a monthly basis, you will see every task that we are completing. We will break down the task, the benefit when we did it, and how it benefited you. You'll be able to see every keyword that we are focusing on, their start date, start rank, current rank. When they get into the top 10, we take a screenshot saying, guess what? We got you on the first page. Let's work on the next set of keywords. We'll add individual pages. We'll show you what we're doing. One of the key things that I think that SEO has a hard time with is a lot of freelancers. And freelancers are great. Don't get me wrong. Some of the nerdy stuff that comes out of the freelance world, I will always appreciate. Every now and then, though, you'll get some people that make it to where SEO doesn't have the best name, where somebody's taken money from somebody and they're saying, yeah, I'm going to do this work. And then they don't show you what they're doing on a monthly basis. They don't show their impact. They don't regularly reach out. They don't give you a dashboard. If you have the ability to say, yes, I'm taking your money, but guess what? This is what we're doing with your money. And we have a regular check-in and we show the growth of the keywords or we tell you what's going on. What we can say is 86% of our customers are on the first page within 6 months. In 9 months, it's 97. So we could literally say, we can show you what we're doing and how it works. And along the way, we'll show you the growth that you're receiving.
So that's once you get them as a client, that's almost like it's a critical thing to retain them, is to
Of
keep
course.
them in the view of the performance of the progress. So, and I've seen this before, I've heard this before, that the reporting aspect when it comes to SEO is it's crucial because there is a lot of this technicality stuff, and at the end of the day, the business owner cares about growth of their business. So you need to be really good at creating that, that ongoing set of touch points, and then connecting the dots back to the growth of the business. So if you
Of
say,
course.
this month we help you rank this keyword, now we're going to focus on that next keyword. Would you also then explain the correlation in what you could do for their business? To
Yeah,
my mind, like the
absolutely.
first thing that pops in my mind would be like, well, the number of traffic increase, right?
Yeah. You could do a variety of things. And if you have regular communication, it's huge. I'll explain what we do and then I'll explain why we do it. If you're
Hmm.
able to say, we started on this page, this is the current page that we've got, this is the amount of keyword positions that you've increased, we're at least saying we're showing growth. There's a momentum shift. The inertia has been broken. We're trending towards the first page. Then, if we could show them their Google Analytics and show them their organic traffic, where it started, where it's currently at, how that compares to Google Trends, where hopefully they had it for over a year, and we could go from this is what you did last year, this is where you're currently at. They giving them the best experience is valuable. Now, in today's world, in my opinion, people care about the experience just as much as they care about the product. Why do I say that? How many freaking unboxing videos do we end up watching of somebody just opening a freaking box and moving this or that? And oh, I got a sticker. Oh, look at this. It's not styrofoam, it's a crazy cardboard that's made from recycled dog food, right? It doesn't matter, but the experience is almost half as important as the performance. Because if you don't have the ability to say, this is what you bought, this is what you're paying for, and this is what you're getting out of it, it's not going to help. I bought a scale because I'm chubby. I'm a chubby dude and I'm trying to lose weight. If I weigh myself today and I don't wait for 6 or 7 months and weigh myself, I have no way of understanding if I'm on the right trajectory. So we're going to make sure that we give each customer the right understanding of where we're at and where we're trying to go along the way. That has to happen.
What are some of the things you put into those reports?
Yeah. Every task that we complete, no matter what, if it's something that the customer would be charged in regards to work, we will put it in there. We break down every task that we've completed on a monthly basis. They can actually say, okay, I can hover over this task and it'll tell me what that task is, how it benefits me. If we've written a larger piece of content, we will actually put that piece of content inside of that reporting dashboard. We'll also show graphs showing the growth of the keywords, where they're at, what kind of trends we're seeing. On the analytics side, we'll show all organic traffic, and you can break it down by month. And then you can also see where they're getting majority of their traffic from organically, whether or not that's from Google, Yahoo, Bing, ChatGPT, those things. And then, of course, local listings. Local listings is huge. So we'll break down all of the listings that we've updated. We'll show impressions of that with our Google business profile, calls, those types of things to make them feel comfortable, right? Making somebody say, okay, I get that this is a 6 to 9 month journey. I get it. As long as you make me feel comfortable and the salesperson set that expectation in the beginning, you'll be fine.
And as long as at the end there's a return on the investment, that's
Exactly.
critical. I mean, even
Absolutely.
because you can have a nice relationship with an agency and they give you all the updates and you can see there's been work being done. By the end of the day, you know, there's got to
Yeah.
be a return.
If that phone isn't ringing or if you're not getting people submitting forms on your website, it's all for null.
Yeah. Now, let's talk SEO and AI. You already hinted there's it's a schema markups that can be utilized, and there's a shift in how SEO is being done today to how it's been done like 10 years ago. That's
Do you believe so?
definite. I believe so. Like
Yeah.
in terms of technical aspects of it,
Really?
especially when it comes to AI.
Well,
I mean,
AI, absolutely. That I agree with. That I agree with. That I absolutely agree with. Right? There's a little bit of things. But schema markup, I remember doing that in 2015 with all of the campaigns that I was working on, right? I remember going into Google Search Console, which at that time, Webmaster Tools, and going and making sure that I highlighted data rich snippets, right? I
Yeah.
think I think yes, there's an adjustment because AI is there, but good SEO in 2015, 2016, you had the ability to go to schema.org, put that schema tag inside of your website, and you would perform better than others because you were providing more information when those Google bots were coming to your website. The only difference is now AI is using those same schema things that are happening. We're adding FAQs with a schema tag to the website, which is valuable, right? It's the same thing, just a little bit of a tweak. And I don't think it's so much more crazy than we thought before. That's my opinion. I'd love for you to tell me if I'm wrong.
So I mean, I 100% agree on the schema stuff. I wasn't alluding to that. It was more, with keywords, long keywords, keyword strategy in general, keyword stuffing. Yeah, where I was doing a bit of research as well. Neil Patel, he says that keywords these days don't have as much relevance in terms of quantity of keywords as opposed to the actual content itself and how well it's written and how in depth the particular subject matter topic is. Because in the past, we could just get away and just focus on keyword stuffing and it would rank, but everybody's doing it these days. So, what he's saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's
Oh,
what
you're
I
good.
found,
Yeah.
is that Google these days they really look at, is the content really like in depth and is it in are there like correlating articles as well? So let's say if you got a blog about, let's stay on the topic of sneakers. I don't know why.
Yeah, I love it.
If you got a blog about sneakers, how to buy the best sneaker, what is a good sneaker investment, and then you're referencing another article on the same blog that talks about, I don't know, shoelaces and something relevant to the first article. That's the stuff that Google likes to see because it just
Yeah, interlinking for
there's
sure.
more expertise in it, right? But then the other thing I've seen is that they also look at, okay, well, this is great content, but who wrote it
Yeah.
and do they have an authority,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
I,
like
I
stuff like that
completely
wasn't
agree with
wasn't
you.
a thing in the past.
I I I think it was. Maybe I started a little bit late. And I always had this thought process of I can do it the right way or we can go the quick route. Now, when
Hmm.
it comes to keyword stuffing, that was an absolute no from the beginning, right? We have always thought of search engine optimization, not search engine manipulation. I
Hmm.
remember in 2013, 14, 15, I was on the Boostability premium team. I managed about 30 to 40 accounts on a monthly basis. These were people who were spending between five to $10,000 a month on search engine optimization. At that time, I was adding individual service pages for all of the services that they provided. We would create a blog for them. I'd make sure that they had schema and rich snippets anywhere and everywhere. I also would make sure that the content that was on their website was always relevant to what the people were searching for, but also contained the keywords, but was not something whereas, oh, I need to have 17% of keyword blah, 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 blah. No, it had to make sense. Now, one thing that I love and the reason why I'm very proud of what we've done on Boostability with this is with these cute little animal updates, we've received a positive intake since those updates. So whether or not it is, I remember the medic update, or if it's the penguin, the panda, we've actually seen benefit from that because we're doing it right the first time. And that is key to us. So on my side, good SEO will always be good SEO. Now, do we need to maybe, site speed might need to make a change and we say, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, you built this website on this specific platform. Our recommendation is you make a change here because of, and then explain it to them. Absolutely. But good SEO will always last. And I think it will help. And there might be some tiny things that we have to make changes to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is where it's important. distinction to like what's the core focus here is to make it easy for people to get the information they're looking for. And then based on that, decide, is this provider, is this website the right provider for the service that I'm looking for? Because it's about, at the end of the day, conversion happens based on trust. So if you can build trust, and how you do that is through on the back of really good quality content, then you're going to be winning. So I think the key thing here is to always remember, whilst you do need to do SEO for search engines as well, and all the technicalities as well, so you can be found. At the end of the day, it needs to be written for the end user, because that's the core focus. Is not to just be found, but it's for somebody who lands on that article to actually want to stay and read the whole bloody thing.
Yes. And in today's world, reading the whole thing is becoming more and more difficult.
It is,
Absolutely.
yes. So let's go back to my initial question. Let's talk about SEO and AI, because AI is shifting the game, and less people are going and wanting. And I think that's my prediction. More and more people will be less inclined to go to actual blogs and read the blogs on
I agree.
the blog. They'll just stay inside a ChatGPT and just keep talking to that, and then get
Yeah,
the results that way. So that is a big shift, because when
that
you're
I agree
talking
with.
about website visits, and for SEO agencies who can say, well, we've increased your visits. Well, if that's not going to be happening anymore because they're going to stay on those AI platforms instead, what does that do? What can you
Yeah.
say? How do you
That's
change
a
your positioning?
that is such a beast. That is such a beast. All right, I want to make sure that I answer this. There are certain things that we have to do in today's SEO that we just have to pay more attention to. One thing that helps a chat bot that comes to your website from ChatGPT or these other ones is we need to give them an understanding of what they're looking at. LLM.txt is perfect for that. So implementing that will help them understand what they're looking at with your website. Then going at a schema level and understanding there, okay, this is what this piece of content, or if it's hours, or if it's an FAQ, this is helps them guide them and highlight where we want them to see, right? Now, in regards to what we're selling and speaking to when we're talking about SEO for AI, or our account management teams are reporting, we need to look at the bot traffic that we're receiving from that customer, from that specific ChatGPT or these other LLMs that are out there. If you're able to say, yes, and everybody's having an issue with this right now, this is not
Mm,
a small thing. Traffic has gone down, but if you can get good qualified traffic already from Google, and then you can start to show this is how many visits that you've received from an LLM, and you have the graph of before to now, once you implemented these changes, it'll make it to where you're able to be seen or be found everywhere. We're calling it the be found everywhere or search everywhere optimization game plan.
yeah, because that's going to be the critical thing. You see it on websites like Cloudflare, where now when you add a new domain on it, by default, it gives you an option. Hey, do you want to protect it against AI bots to be able to index the site? It literally gives
Yeah.
you that option. So it's an interesting play, because it's like a war right now.
Yeah.
There's like people. I do not want my website to be indexed for AI to have all the info, because if it does, then nobody will go to my website. But then on the same token, you have where the trend goes, which is more and more people are using AI because it's convenient, because it's quick. So you can't fight it. It's where the demand goes. So
Yeah.
then you're kind of doing yourself a disservice if you're not letting those bots to index your site. I wonder if there is even a good use case for that, not allowing it to be indexed.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think the genie's out of the bottle, that's for sure.
And
Yeah,
she's
I mean,
dancing. This is the Christina Aguilera. What is that? 1990. What is that? 1998, 1999. Say Genie, right? That song, whatever it is. It is out of the bottle. The genie is out, and we need to understand that it is better for us to accept and move with it than just say no. There are companies out there that are achieving some amazing things with AI. And if we can accept it and make simple changes and optimize for it, good things will happen. if we're grumpy and difficult about it, it's kind of like your parents who don't want to text. At some point, they will just wither away with time, and we need to make sure that we're prepared for it. And that's what SEO has always been is how are we going to make it to where we've got the best opportunity to be found?
Yeah. And those LLMs, those chat search platforms, they're not stupid. They see this and they're coming out with stuff, you know, OpenAI is now playing with advertisements. I'm
I
pretty sure
know.
Google is going to play into that game as well with their own AI. That's part of the Google algorithm, the engine. Yeah, so it's there. Now you mentioned some technical bits. So with AI, you need to optimize your site now, not just for the search engines, but also for the AI, so that the bots can actually read the information and then find it easily, so then it can index it for the LLM. You
Yes, sir.
mentioned there's one called LLM.txt. What is that? Is
Yep.
that like a free site? What is this?
It's a piece of code that you can put on your website so that you're saying, hey, if you are a bot specifically from an LLM, this is the what I want you to see. It's basically like when you go to a zoo, you get a map of the zoo and it tells you where different sections are at. It's the exact same thing, but for a bot, for them to understand what they're looking at in your website. That's it.
So is that something that you put behind as a code? Let's say if
Yep.
I'm on a high level blog site, let's stick to
Yep.
high level as a site, for example. I've got a whole another set of questions related to that, by the way. But so let's say you've got an article on a blog site, on a high level site, built on high level, sorry. Where would you put that information? Would you put it into the SEO metadata, or is it more
It's in
how
the
it's structured?
It's in the code. It's in the code at a page level that you would do it. I don't know if it's after the head tag, but it is inside of the code at a page level.
Right. So it's almost like it's another version of that blog article that's designed for the LLMs.
It's not
To
even a different version. It's similar to a schema tag. It's just
okay.
at the page level. That's it.
So schema tag, that's the second thing you mentioned as well. So there's a
hmm
website that you can use. What was that one called?
Schema.org.
And so that's what is that? A free site that
hmm
agencies or anybody can go to, and what you just put your website URL and it'll create a schema for you.
Oh man, in the past you go there. Now what I would do is just go to ChatGPT or these other LLMs that you're doing and state this is the piece of copy that I've written. Help me create the schema tags that are relevant for it and the coding that I need and give me step by step instructions to know where I should place it inside of the coding of my website. You want me to add the code of my website to this prompt and then, or help me create a prompt so I can get exactly what I need, do it, and then they'll put out exactly what you need. Right. So I would utilize an LLM more so than I would do schema because schema, you got to read a lot. Right. Remember, we're lazy in
Mm.
today's world, Vit. We're lazy. If we're lazy, why not make it easier? Why don't you say, ChatGPT, this is my website. Tell me what schema I need to add to this, or tell me, give me the best way to prompt you and what I need to make sure that I'm optimizing my website the best way with schema for LLMs. This is my website. And
Could
then,
you just could you just drop a link to a page
yeah,
and then just say,
yeah,
hey, can you
absolutely.
tell me about it and if it's good or
Yeah,
not?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting.
Remember when we're prompting, we need to give it directions, right? We need to say, "Hey, you are optimizing this website." And sometimes we can just dumb it down. We can say, "You know what? I'm not the best at prompting. Why don't you give me the best prompt that you would need if you are optimizing my website at an SEO level and at an LLM level so that everybody needs to know what they're looking at. I want to make sure that I can be found on Google and a ChatGPT. Give me the schema for each page that's on my website and tell me what I need to do." And you can even say, I mean, if we're talking about high level, you can say, give me the best way to be able to do this inside of high level. Give me the instructions on a page by page basis. Give me a checklist to do, right? And
Mm,
then you go and do it. It's great.
that's great. There you go, guys. Hope you're taking some notes. That's a good little practical tip if you want to do this yourself. I'm not biased to anything, by the way. I know you guys have a great service. And I also know that High Level has made a partnership with a company like Search Atlas, right? Where you can pay a little extra and the Search Atlas is embedded. And I've got one of my customers on it, and they're paying for it. And I do have to say, I do the aspect that you can just drop a site in and it'll do the index and it'll tell you what you need to do. Like this headline or that headline is maybe not H1, it should be H1, and it just tells you, and you just have to go
Yeah.
and make those changes. Then there is, in the past, I would use thing like SEMrush, which is brilliant for, I think it's a competitor of Search Atlas in a way. Yeah, there's different nuances, right? But I like that one because it's really good for doing a research, content research, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. So there are other products out there, and then there's service providers, agencies that are offering SEO to businesses, and then there's you
Mhm.
guys.
Yeah.
And then
How
they
does it
all
fit?
have. How does it fit? What should guys? I mean, let's do unbiased comparisons so guys know what are these options about and
Yeah.
pros and cons. Let's do that.
I love it. Search Atlas, great company. Dear Lord, the amount of nerds inside of that company that are just smart and they know what they're doing is beautiful. It is a platform. It is a tool. It is something that will enable you to understand what you need to do if you've never done SEO, right? If you need to figure out what you should be doing in order to progress and those types of things. But if you notice what I said there, I said tool. If you don't know how to use that tool, or if you're saying, oh no, I have to hire somebody who knows how to use this tool. Or if I'm an agency and I've got 100 clients and my guy just got COVID or the new flu strain that just came out, how am I going to make it to where this is completed? Right.
Mm.
That is where you might want to work with an agency. Right. And that agency knows what to do or even utilize that tool. Right. Somebody who can go in and do it for you to make sure that it's performing. What I love the idea of Search Atlas is you have that ability to see transparently where you started and where you're at. On the agency side, hopefully they're providing you with that information. Now, on Boostability side, you could be an agency and you're like, oh yeah, baby, I made 20 sales in the last 3 months. But now I got to fulfill on that. Now I've got to go in on a monthly basis and know what to do, know what to target, do the keyword research, make the changes on the website. I've got to go out and create those relationships with a third party website that's industry relevant, write the right piece of copy and get it pointed back to my website. But guess what? I got to do that 10 to 20 times a month over and over again. Oh no, how am I going to do that? You can reach out to a Boostability and we can help you. We can help you with the sales so we're setting the right expectation. You can call and introduce my sales staff. We're a bunch of weird nerds, right? We know what we're talking about. We've been selling SEO for 15 years. So you can call and introduce us. We do never say Boostability. We say we're a member of your team. We'll help you sell it. You put it inside of our system. We do all of the fulfillment. We update you on everything. And then we can actually reach out directly to your customer on your behalf with a branded phone number and email address. So literally, it could be a set it and forget it. It's beautiful.
This is a great option if you just want to scale. If you want to focus, let's say you're really good at, and this is where I would kind of fall into, I'm very passionate about building automations and looking at optimizing business processes to increase profitability, optimizing nurturing sequences to, to increase conversion. I'm a big fan of that. And that's kind of like the world I enjoy doing. But if a client came to me, one of these clients came to me and they start talking about SEO, I'd be like, I'm not excited about that because I know how
Yeah.
much work goes into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I would be faced with option. Do I launch SEO arm to my agency or do I partner up with an SEO agency? But in which case, there's going to be maybe some co-branding and it's not going to be as congruent experience for my client. Also, there's a low level of trust that needs to be built when you do partnerships like that, because let's face it, a lot of marketing agencies like to cover more than one service. So then there might be conflict of interest. So with you guys, what you've done, basically, it's a white level SEO service for agencies.
That is
So you
correct.
act on behalf of the agency under there. Nothing's mentioned of boostability. It's as if you are part of my team and I don't have to pay you a salary. Heck, I don't even
No.
have to pay you anything. I'll get my client to pay you for that. Or
Exactly.
actually, no, actually, I think
The
the way
the
you guys have it
client
is
pays you, you guys will pay us on a monthly
right.
basis, right?
And
But
then
it should
there's a
be about a
nice,
50-50 rev share. Absolutely.
yeah, there's a good chunk there too for the profit. Okay, now, you mentioned selling aspect. As director of business development at Boostability, you work closely with agency partners. What's one mistake you see agencies make when selling SEO that could be easily avoided?
I think there's two. I'll do two if that's okay. One of the things that a lot of companies do is they're scared. They're scared to tell the truth. They're scared to say this will take 6 months. They're scared to say, you know what? Because of your competitors that have a website that's been in the SEO game and doing backlinking and these things for 10 plus years, it looks like we're going to need a specific package, whether or not it's like $1,000 a month or something like that. They'll take the easy way and sell the smallest package and make it to where, we'll get started. I'd rather tell the truth. Guess what? Rather than going to the gym once a week, we're chunky, right? We got to go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week to get it to where you're going. Then once we get you to your target weight or on the first page, we'll tone it down. But often we run into it to where we're not selling it at the right rate. The customer has a poor experience. They don't get the results that they wanted, and it's all because we were scared to sell or pitch a higher rate. So that's one. The other one is just setting incorrect expectations. If we're saying we'll get you on the first page before 6 months, or we won't, you're going to get results right away, that customer is going to have a poor experience and it's going to make it more difficult for you down the road. And in full transparency, for every other person who's doing SEO the correct way, we're having to deal with the girlfriend's baggage, right? I had a bad SEO experience, and because of that, now you're going to hear it from me. And that's an absolute beast. Where if we set the right expectations from the get go and we show them their work, we have the right package, they'll have a better experience. And it's all because we told the truth.
I like that. I like that. What I like about this business model is, you know, obviously once you've tested the waters and trust is built, and trust is
Yep.
built on the back of results,
Yeah.
then it's almost like it allows you to be able to compete with the bigger players without having to build infrastructure around it.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, that's the whole reason why we created it. We said, all right, we originally created it as a platform, right? Like a
Hmm.
tool, like a search atlas. This is 2009. You could come in here and you could do it. We realized that business owners didn't have time, or the people who were trying to dedicate time to do it, they didn't know what they were doing. They were like, okay, I got this amazing tool. Let's make it happen. And they make changes. And then in the end, they're like, can you guys just do it for me?
Mm.
And then we realized we're really efficient. We're freaking good, dude. We're like so good. So we said, well, you know what if we made it towards a white label? We've got all of these agencies. We've got all of these phone books, right? At the first time, one of our first partners was Dex. And it was a phone book, and they didn't have a digital presence at all. So we said, what if we help you sell to your existing client base that's trying to expand into the digital world, and we'll help you. And then we did that. And that's what helped us grow to be one of the largest providers of SEO in the world, was because we were helping these phone book companies have an SEO product.
Hmm. Interesting. So at the end of the day, this is economics at scale. This is centralizing resources into one provider. I benefit from it because there's all these other agencies that invest into this. And then you guys can just focus on what you do best without having to do a lead gen, for example.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
we do as agencies, we promote it, we do our own lead gen, and then you guys can even help me you guys can even jump on those sales calls with me if it's something that I don't enjoy doing or I just
Yeah.
don't want to do it. You guys can actually do the close on it as well. So that's very appealing service. Now, what
It's
I'm curious
cool.
to know is, but what's the breakdown in responsibilities, between Boostability, the agency partner, and the client?
We have a variety of options, right? One of the options is we communicate through you if you want to manage the relationship with the customer. We would relay that information to you, tell you everything that we're doing. You then speak with the customer if that's what you'd like. Or we could reach out directly to the customer with your branding and everything, phone number, local phone number. We can do all of that as well. That's one option, the two options. The other responsibility is like you just have the customer inside of your Launchpad is the platform that we created. You have an account inside of Launchpad, and we just charge the card that's on file. If you're a larger partner with 10 plus customers, we can do invoice, but you just charge it and just put it inside of the account. Other than that, I don't know if there's much responsibility. It is you plug and play. We're ready to roll. Let's make it happen.
In terms of keeping the client happy and, keep like retaining that client that you service on my behalf, you send those reports that you mentioned. Do you also do like a weekly or a calls, like some sort of weekly or monthly calls with the client
We'll
as
do
well?
a monthly call with the customer explaining, hey, this is what we did last month. This is what we're going to do the following month and why. If we have anything like, oh, we achieved first phase status, that's great. Let's focus on the next set of keywords. Or if we're making changes to the website, we of course would need their approval. Never going to make a change without their approval. So we'll say, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, this is the task that we completed. We want to make the following page. This is what we do and why we would do it. And we'll do that as well.
Great. And then that's fully representing my business. So they don't think it's another team, it's another business. They think this is part of the same agency. Because what I
Exactly.
wouldn't want to have is the client then going back to me and says, "Oh, yeah, can you do those meetings and attend those meetings and then do whatever they say?" Well, that's no, because that's not scalable.
Exactly. And I mean, scalability is boostability, right? We have some partners who have 2 or 3 accounts with us. We have some partners who have 4,000 accounts with us. Right?
Now,
Scalability is huge.
yes, I'm also interested in. Well, I kind of get the business model there, where like pricing, right? Like you've positioned yourself with your pricing in a way that still allows me to add a markup and be
Mhm,
competitive.
mhm.
Which brings an interesting question: is if you're doing this, and if you're doing this at scale, how do you help your partners offer SEO services at that scale without sacrificing quality?
It is an absolute beast. Don't get me wrong. But we have designed anything and everything that we do based on the performance of that customer's campaign. We created that sales support team because we had so many partners who were selling our product in 2013, 2014, setting the wrong expectations and then having a poor experience.
Hmm.
So with the pricing that we've done is as long as somebody sells it with the idea of 2xing whatever their wholesale cost is, we will be able to perform and get that customer ranking. Only times that we run into where we're not able to perform the way that we want is when they're marking it up way too much or they've completely undersold it. Every task that we've completed has been designed of our partners will be able to 2x their cost on this. It's just the way
Hmm.
that we've always done it. Now, Launchpad, the proprietary software that we created, delegates tasks to real people, not just some random bot. It is somebody who understands SEO, who's got a certain training in it, that utilizes all of their tools available to them, but they know exactly what they should be doing and how they're doing it. Once we do that, that's how we're able to achieve these results. But Launchpad is the real MVP, making it to where we can achieve these things, and it's only because we've got the proper delegation and knowing exactly what should be happening. One advantage that we've got is 4.4 million keywords. 4.4 million keywords on a monthly basis. So if Google makes an update or if anything happens, we can say these customers will benefit because all the customers that had this specific task, we can then reallocate that task to all the other customers and then they
Hmm.
receive that benefit. So that's how we've always been able to perform rather well is because we're tracking a lot of keywords and we've got a little bit more insight than the average person.
Would you? Oh, I know we didn't discuss this, but would you want to share a screen of? Do you want to show the platform for the guys that are watching this on YouTube so they can see it, like a demo?
Ooh,
Should we do that?
let's see. Like I can't do a platform because I want to make sure that I respect
Privacy, yeah.
the white label, right? What I can do is I'll show what our reporting dashboard looks like and what people are able to see. So let me see. Let me see. All right. This is our reporting dashboard. So it says boostability here. we would put your logo in your color scheme. Let's say you've got like a rockin' hot pink and black color scheme. We'll have your logo in the top left-hand corner. We'll follow the color scheme that is there. But your customers will be able to log into this. We can have it say whether or not it's like Vitz Marketing Agency. It could be like SEOreporting.vitzmarketingagency.com.au, right?
I'm a SaaS, so I'm first and foremost on the front end. I like to sell subscription to our software, which is HighLevel. Work with the clients and educate them, and if they want something done, that's an upsell.
Yeah.
This is a good upsell.
Yeah, of
Would
course.
I be able to add a simple custom menu link and then embed it in like iframe it?
Into HighLevel?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have plenty of HighLevel people who are utilizing this inside of their reporting centers. Easy.
Okay. And then because you can fully like colors everything on brand, and it's just going to be a seamless experience. I like that.
Exactly. So this first dashboard tab is an overview of these tabs on the left-hand side. We want them to understand when they're coming to this website, what am I paying for? What are you doing with my money? And how am I receiving benefit from it? The keywords tab shows all of the keywords that we are focusing on. Their start date, start rank, current rank. When they get into the top 10, we take a screenshot. They have a clear understanding of what we're doing and how they're receiving benefit from it. If they click on that green button, the customer will be able to see themselves on the first page. It's beautiful. On the work
Oh, great.
history tab, I love this one. If I were to be like, oh, which one is your favorite? There's so many people who've been messed over by freelancers, SEO companies, whoever not showing their work. We'll break down every task that we've completed. They can hover over this question mark and I'll tell them the benefit of that task and how it helped them. If it's a large piece of copy, we will actually put the piece of copy there for them to be able to see, but they know what they're paying for. We have an API with Google Analytics showing where organic traffic is coming from, both by city and by search engine, which pages people are visiting the most. Our last tab that we've got is our local listings product. This one's really sweet. I love it. We'll show every individual listing that we've updated so that they can understand what they're looking at. They also can see how their Google views are, how their impressions, how many calls, directions, those types of things as well. But they have a clear understanding of what's going on, how it's benefiting them, and what's happening, which I think is huge.
So that last one, the listing. So HighLevel has an add-on that businesses can subscribe to, and that one, what's the company on the back of that called? Hang on, Yext. So you have a same service that's part of the bundle. So it's almost like the customer doesn't have to pay for Yext; they get this as part of the SEO service.
Yeah. And I mean, Yext is a dang good product. The portion that we need to understand there is, I think it's about $50 from what I remember inside of there. But you have to go in and have to go in and do the work on the back end, whether or not it's duplicate suppression, whether or not it's entering in all of the stuff and making sure that it's updating throughout everything. You need to go through there. It's a tool. You need to go into it. On our side, it's $26. Boom. And you actually fill it out one time. We do the duplicate suppression. We go through every single one of those listings things and make sure that it's working. We do all of the work. So not is it almost half the cost. We're giving you a wholesale rate because you're part of this large boostability group of customers that we've got. We're going to pass that savings on to you and we'll do the work. I love it.
Brilliant. I think the way you've been able to price yourself this way is because you don't have the associated expenditures when it comes to marketing. That's what falls on my shoulder, right? So that's how you're able to do. Am I right?
I want to make sure I understand that.
Like business model wise, you've got the whole team, you've got the whole infrastructure, and you're still doing the white level as opposed to going direct to businesses and serving them. And you could totally do that and then make more money, right?
Yeah.
But you're not. And I'm just wondering why.
Imagine if you were to be able to say, I partner with somebody and we're utilizing the fact that they've got a client base. We're just adding another product that they can sell to them. But you do that times 400 different partners that we've got. Right? We're not playing with 10 to 20 accounts, right? We are working on 4.4 million keywords on a monthly basis. But when we add somebody, we're just adding somebody to a well-oiled machine that knows what to do next on the SEO world. And it's beautiful. It makes our lives 10 times easier.
Right. I love it. So look, you guys have really thought it out. So there's no more questions to ask in that service. So, and we also come in at the end of the podcast. What I'm wondering is if there is anything you want to offer to the guys listening, if they're keen to, get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody who reaches out, I'd be more than happy to provide a free audit of any customer that you're looking at. And I can tell you exactly what they're doing, whether or not you're working with me or anybody else. We'll give you that audit. We'll tell you exactly what's happening and our recommendations with it. You just go through the link that Vid has, and then you'll be able to speak with me directly. And I can go through how that looks. And also, I could tell you how our partnerships work. Easy.
Okay, brilliant. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a link for you guys. Let's go with highlevelexperience.com/boostability. Let's do that. And I'll just create a simple landing page. You guys can click on that link or get to that link. And on that landing page, you'll see more information about Nick's offer. And you can click through into if you want to sign up. On that page, you'll also see I've got a couple of lead magnets. If you guys are interested, you can see those as well. But that's going to be, highlevelexperience.com/boostability. Nick, it was great having you on the show today. I always have more questions, but time is precious, so we might have to do round two. I was going to ask you about the business of SEO and get
Oh,
into
man.
selling of SEO and like strategies and tactics and how best. But I don't know if you have time for it, so we might have
Yeah,
to do
I
it
mean,
another time.
let's do it another time, but I'd be more than happy to go through. I mean, SEO is my life. I've dedicated more time to SEO than kindergarten through senior year of high school. So there will always be a conversation. I'm excited for that next one with you, but we'll always be able to make sure you're taken care of here at Boostability.
Brilliant. Nick, thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate you, mate. We've met in Dallas, and you've been very helpful since the time we spoke initially. So I appreciate that. And yeah, thank you so much for being on.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Fit. Have a great day.
Have a good one. Guys, thank you for listening to today's episode on the High Level Experience. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please share it with your fellow agency mates and other high levelers that you think would benefit from listening. For show notes, links, and extra tips to help you grow your agency or your SaaS with high level, please go to highlevelexperience.com. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.